remember one other thing, and I think it's terrible. She lied about McDonald's. She said I was a worker in McDonald's. And I stood over the French fries. I'm going to a McDonald's over the next 2 weeks.
I worked at McDonald's. I did the French fries, and I did the ice cream.
Stop the cap.
I worked at McDonald's.
And I'm going to stand over the French fries because I want to see what her job really wasn't like, because she never... I stood over the French fries, and that was tough. It was hot outside, and it was hot over. She never worked there. It was a lie.
Stop the cap.
Ah, man, I'm laughing, but right now it is horrible. We have the Helen, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like Katrina. You have the whole freaking place getting flooded, and these people need your help as soon as possible. And you're like, wow, our president of the United States is gonna come in clutch, right? Wrong. This is a problem. We got Biden right now. He's in straight up vacation right now, eating ice cream. So technically, if you want to see how Kamala Harris is going to be for the next president, if you want her to be president, well, it's already here. And I could tell you right now, people ain't happy right now. And it's very simple. Miss Kamala said that the stranded flood victims can apply for help online. And you're just like, what?
FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met. If you have electricity, it can be applied for online, and I encourage people to do that.
These people got no home, bro. They got no internet. They got no TV. They got, well, TV shouldn't matter, but they got nothing. They don't even got shelter or food. You know, they got nothing. So the way she's gonna help is she's gonna give them $750. Yes,
Bruh.
She's gonna give them less than we got on a steamy check when we had COVID. And that should be good enough. Bye-bye. Screw you guys. So this is bad. And just to keep you in perspective, if you're still like, well, $750 would be a lot for everybody, you have to think about this one. In almost 1 week, the Biden-Harris administration approved $8.7 billion on military aid for Israel. So we're fighting a war no one asked for. By the way, they're our allies, so we are supposed to help them, so some money does have to go. But they're getting billions, while the people here at home are just getting $750, like, steamies. That's it. That's horrible. And, of course, you see Mr. Donald J. Trump. Guess what? He's coming in like a freaking boss.
I insult her intelligence.
Well, I have to do that. Well, I don't think she's a very bright person. I do feel that. I mean, I think that's right. I think I am a very bright person. And a lot of people say that. I don't think she's a very bright person. And you know what? Our country needs a very smart person. And I don't think she's a very smart person. So I'm not looking to, I don't consider that an insult. That's just a fact.
In contrast, the Harris staying in D.C., Trump went to Georgia to shake hands with those affected. Residents welcome him fondly and say what the hurricane did to them and their property is like what Biden-Harris has done to America. And you're like, can I get a million, sir?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything. We've been praying for you.
You see that wall? The hurricane did that. That's what Biden-Harris has done to America. That resembles it right there.
Dude, even the people over there are roasting Kamala Harris. You have to be insane. Now, again, here in Cali, bro, we got some Harris supporters, and they simply just gonna blindly vote for her because she claims to be black, which we found out she's not.
Bruh.
She's a woman, and that's it. That's all it takes here in Cali. But anyways. And in other news, just in, Elon Musk tells California Governor Gavin Newsom to suck on these nuts after Newsom threatened to change the law to make AI ad voice illegals. Remember this one? Well, here's an update. So this was a while ago, you know, and today's internet a week is a long time ago, but this was a couple weeks ago. And then guess what? That didn't pass. So yes, of course, because it's so dumb and stupid. But Gavin Newsom will do anything to destroy California. We saw it with the $20 raise. You got the old ladies that just think more money means things are going to get fixed. But for the people that actually think ahead of time, realize, wow, that $20 raise really messed the economy up. It messed the restaurants, and now they're all expensive. Well, this jackass, everybody ended up roasting this guy. So now people are sending memes, and they're tripling down on them here on X. And this is how they do it. I don't live in the Communist Republic of California, so here you go. Hope everyone enjoys. Bam!
About you know, they said I must endorse Kamala for president. I believe she's more of an idiot than I am. So tonight, I'm asking every American to vote for Trump. To make America great again. What do you think about it? Now listen here, bitches. Throw me one of those MAGA hats. Vote Trump and make America great. You know the thing.
Or the good favorite of Gavin Newsom. Can't believe you really legitimately held a press conference so you could say this. I've seen it everywhere, so now it's real. Here's another AI.
Good evening, California. I come to you tonight to impart a few words of wisdom upon you. First, not all pee-pee times are poo-poo times, but all poo-poo times are pee-pee times. Second, anything can be a dildo if you try hard enough. And lastly, the poop map is real and it's spectacular.
Bro, everyone in Hollywood is freaking out right now too, because they know that we got the Diddy, and soon all these sick bastards are gonna get caught. So we do have some celebrities that have been open about Kamala not being good, and we have developing Hollywood comedian and actor Eddie Griffin invited Donald Trump to come on his show and told Kamala Harris he doesn't want to talk to her lying ass. So even, bro, I love that most of the black community is starting to realize that this lady lies.
Well. Kamala Harris. Can she lie? Yeah, she can lie. Every time she open her mouth, there's a motherfucker lie. Roll it.
I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border.
Speaks for itself. Trump people, contact my people. Come on the show. Let's get it done, man. Kamala, don't come. I don't want to talk to your lying ass. And ABC is in trouble also. They only fact check Donald Trump. They didn't fact check that bitch at all. But now you try to set Don up to make him look bad. Think! It ain't illegal yet, but they working on it. You ain't supposed to think. The fact checkers is thinking for you like you can't check and fact check for your goddamn self. Who needs a fact checker? What the is that shit about? Like everybody's a little child, you need those facts checked for you. This ain't school. Can't check my homework, bitch. This ain't homework. Fact check. Fact check these nuts.
And of course, we can't stop and talk about a big one. We had the VP, the vice president debate, which I gotta say was a lot more fun, better to watch than the Trump and Kamala one, because it was 3 versus 1. It was a shit show. It was a pointless debate because the Republicans were like, hey, he won because he spit out all facts, even though the media was attacking him. And then the Kamala people, which usually tend to not know anything, she blatantly lied through the whole thing. And for them, it's like, well, she didn't get fact checked, so it must be real. JD Vance, and we have Tampon Tim, right? So the debate was one-sided. And by one-sided, I mean that everyone can agree, even Democrats agree. Bro, JD Vance destroyed him on this debate. It was hilarious. The dude kept making random faces all the damn time, and he just kept lying. And he didn't have any questions, just like Kamala, by the way. It was just all straight up, well, he's bad, Trump is bad, end of democracy, yada, yada. I'm not going to answer questions because they called him out on a bunch of lies he said, and he didn't answer them. Kamala effect, you just, word salad, and then don't answer the question. And top of that, he said weird things. There was the one that everybody's like, oh yeah, I had friends with school shooters. And you're just like, wait, what?
I sat in that office with those San Diego parents. I've become friends with school shooters.
What the heck is going on? So, Elon Musk tweeted, mind-blowing that Tim Walz said he was friends with a school shooter. Hey, but facts, and everyone kind of just like, well, because he's in the Democrat team, we're just slowly gonna, ignore that. First off, we have FEMA, right? So FEMA supposed to be the aid that we use our funds to help people in need in like tragic situations. Well, there's a huge problem. We found out that Kamala Harris and the Biden administration ended up wasting over $640 million a year on all the immigrants. So yes, the FEMA funds that were meant for people here for catastrophes were spent instead with immigrants that just come in here because they're getting like $250,000, and then you get a downgraded $750 steaming check. It is insane. So far this year, the United States has given $24 billion to Ukraine, $130 billion to Israel. Jesus Christ. That's a whole lot of zeros, bro. And I could tell you most of them are a billion. So we've given so much money. It is insane. And Americans who have lost everything to Hurricane Helene will be getting $750 courtesy of FEMA. And that's about it because they're out of funds and they got nothing else to do. So everybody's like, anywhere here. And then we had another video of Mr. Joe Biden. What do you state in the storm zone need after what you saw today? So Biden says, a storm zone. What do you think about the storm? And he's like, I don't know what storm you're talking about.
What do the states of the storm zone need, Mr. President? Okay. What are the states of the storm zone? What do they need after what you saw today?
Oh, in the storm zone?
Yes, sir.
I'm wondering what storm you're talking about. They're getting everything they need. And they're very happy across the board.
He doesn't know what's going on. And this is our president of the United States, by the way. He is clueless. And we're hoping that Kamala Harris can save us because sadly, she's the vice president. We already know she's not going to save us. And here's some extra pictures of the worst national disaster in America history. And legacy media globally are barely covering it. So they don't show you the floods. They're insane. So here's some extra footage of what's actually going on. And here's more meme of people just showing you the picture of what's actually going on. It's just not right. You know, the $750, their whole place is devastated, dude. It is gone, right? And then you got the immigrants and they're getting $25,000. And they show the guy that went to jail and then got out and he's just like flipping everybody off. And you're just like, you fucking asshole. Dude, that's so messed up. And then Charlie Kirk said, President Trump calls FEMA's claim they don't have enough money to last the hurricane season in disgrace. By the way, this hurricane is still going. So by the time you watch this on Monday, the hurricane's still going to be, destroying everything. So, and they still don't have the funds. So they're doing a very bad job. They're giving over $1 billion. This is Donald Trump talking, by the way. They're going a very bad job. They're giving over $1 billion to illegal immigrants that come in. And now they have no money for North Carolina, very bigly, for Georgia, for South Carolina.
We're up to more than 200 people dead from Hurricane Helene. I'm sure you saw yesterday, DHS says FEMA doesn't have enough money to last hurricane season. What's your reaction to hearing that?
Well, they're doing a very bad job. They've given over $1 billion to illegal migrants that came in, and now they have no money for North Carolina, for Georgia, for South Carolina, and Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida. I think that's a disgrace. This is a country that's being run by fools.
And it's like, well, he's not wrong. But again, the news isn't going to cover this. Like I told you, it's insane. We live in a time where the news just blatantly lies to you. It's so obvious. And it just takes a couple clicks and you can see, and you're like, wow, they just blatantly lie every time.
Anna, would you like to ask me questions and then let me answer them, or would you like to debate me on these topics? I noticed that when you had Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, you gave them multiple choice answers to the questions that you asked, and you allowed them to answer the questions. I'm happy to be here to talk about policy, but if you're going to interrupt me every single time that I open my mouth, then why am I even doing this? So please, ask a question, and I'd ask you to be polite enough to
Yes,
And I'd like to ask the Vice President, what has she done to question my loyalty to this country? I served in the United States Marine Corps. I went to Iraq for this country. I built a business for this country. And my running mate took a bullet for this country. So my question to Kamala is, what the hell have you done to question our loyalty to the United States of America?
By the way, we have the Hornmen. Remember we had to strike for all the shipments that were overseas? Dude, that was freaking huge. If that thing got clogged up, by the way, we also have that Amazon Week special. dude, all your stuff would have been there for months and you wouldn't be able to pick it up. That's a big deal. They were on strike because Kamala Harris wants to replace them for robots. And like, no, seriously, she actually wants to replace them like China, where they just use robotic machinery. So these guys were on strike, and they're like, yo, are you going to give us like, well, Kamala Harris is like, tell you what, we'll give you a 50% raise if you stop this. And they're like, nah, we want 75% and want to make sure 100% that you're not going to replace us for a bunch of robots like China. And at the end, what ended up happening is we had President Trump negotiate to get ports back open. Longhornmen strike is officially over. So thank you, God. Seriously, that is a huge one. We already have the bigger than Katrina freaking crisis going on, and it's still happening right now. That thing is still going to keep going this week. And then if we had this would have been a complete disaster. So ironically, the president of the United States didn't do anything. We have Kamala Harris who didn't do anything. And the person that's trying to run for president actually is fixing the situation. And ironically, even with the worse than Katrina situation, Kamala Harris only offered a $750, which is just a chunk change that's left from FEMA, which she pretty much didn't do anything. Biden hasn't talked anything about it. He's just like, what is this? What is that? I don't know what that is. What hurricane? What's going on? We got Trump coming in there, getting his connections. He's going there. He's actually bringing food, shelter, making business deals with those areas and schools so they can have shelter. I mean, this guy's already acting like the president of the United States, doing things while everybody else hasn't done anything. So, yeah. And then another update. Sadly, there are deaths in this situation with the whole, hurricane. So, at least 230 Americans are now dead from the Hurricane Helene, and hundreds are still missing while thousands have had their lives obliterated. These people lost their homes. Can you imagine? Here in California where you're pampered, think about it. Imagine your home just rips apart, bro. If you have a home here, because, again, California, the homeless rate is bad, too. Thank you, Gavin Newsom. But anyways, it's not about that. Dude, it is insane. It's heartbreaking. So, now, consoling families, and so Donald Trump is there now consoling families and taking questions at a town hall while Kamala Harris moved to Michigan. It's like, dude, she simply doesn't care.
Fox News alert, at least 230 Americans are now dead from Hurricane Helene and hundreds still missing, while thousands have had their lives obliterated. President Trump with the people today. Here he is just moments ago in North Carolina at a town hall. Watch.
My name is Allie, and I'm from the foothills of North Carolina. Our entire community has been decimated. Thank you, President Trump, for visiting the disaster sites to bring attention and donating millions in relief. This week, we have learned that not only did 13,000 murderers illegally cross our border, but FEMA is out of money because they have been providing $9,000 to every illegal. Enough is enough. We must put Americans first. How soon will you start deporting the murderers?
So let me just tell you that you're right about that. It's 13,099 to be exact. We're going to get them out. We're going to have the largest deportation in history. I'm not proud to say that either, but it's a tough thing to do. And we're going to get, Anna, we're going to get the criminals out. We're going to start with the worst of them, and we're going to get them out. And, Kamala should be here. She shouldn't be anywhere else.
He actually does go. Here's a video. Trump, I'm not thinking about the voters right now, because they ask him a question. What do you think about the votes? And he goes, bro, this has nothing to do with the votes right now. He says, I'm not thinking about voters right now. I'm thinking about lives. A lot of lives lost, a lot of people missing, and that's what I'd be focused on right now. So, yes, bro, this guy's already doing president stuff.
I'm not thinking about voters right now. I'm thinking about lives. And to be honest, it's much bigger than anything else. But we're thinking about lives, a lot of lives lost, a lot of people missing. And that's what I'd be focused on right now.
And our president ain't doing anything, and people are waking up. For example, this young man passionately exposes Kamala Harris only giving $750 to people in North Carolina. He says, I know immigrants in Los Angeles who get more than that on their food stamps, their food cards every month. Damn, those are some shots fired. So this young man describes in 1 minute exactly how we feel. America first, baby.
Kamala Harris literally just did a press conference talking about FEMA's helping out, the government's helping out, and that they're sending people $750 for everything they're going through. $750 ain't shit in today's world. That won't even get you probably a full basket of fucking groceries. I know immigrants right now in Los Angeles who get more than that on their fucking food stamp card every month. The disrespect by this administration, bro, is crazy. Right now was their chance to shine, was to show people that they put America first, but no, they failed. They dropped the fucking ball. They sent more money to fucking Ukraine and Israel and overseas than they did to their own American people who pay taxes every single year, bro. I don't give a fuck about Ukraine. No one cares about Ukraine. No one gives a fuck about Israel. We care about North Carolina, the South, and everything those people are going through.
So yeah, I mean, the fact that Ukraine is getting 175 billion. You know, you got Israel with 310 billion. Taiwan, they gave a 567 million. And then Kamala's like Florida and North Carolina. You know, people are using the Drake meme. I'm just like, bro, it is so true. And you know, at this point, you've chosen who you're gonna vote. Okay, if you're a Kamala Harris, whatever. All right, bro. Here's something to show you, just to give you an idea. Don't fall for the colors, okay? Even Democrats are voting Republican right now because in order for you to be a Republican now, you're in the middle and a little bit more to the left now because people are just so extreme now. So here's an example from Elon Musk. The term far right has been watered down so much by the legacy media as to render the term meaningless by historical standards, which is a terrible thing for them to do. So here's an example. So here's a meter to show you what far right means. Pretty much what people were Democrats back in 2008, even people that like me who are in the middle and a little bit more leaning to the left are considered far right now. So pretty much it's crazy. And if you're just base, you're practically a right winger too. So the only people that are left that are actually considered Democrat at this point that are the far extreme left now. It's crazy. And people can't get that off their mind. It's insane. So yes, and again, $1 billion was stolen from FEMA. This is the worst administration in all American freaking history. It is true. These guys were just milking your money. And be real, in the debates, anything can happen. But if this was a fair election, Trump pretty much won already, and the Democrat Party already knows. So they're just pretty much just sucking you dry like vampires right now. It's so sad. But you know what? And all this sad ass news, you know. And then after this is a big one for me. Trump came back to the same place, all right? Right? He returned to Butler, PA. Right? This is the same place that he got shot in the ear. He came back, but this time he brought Mr. Elon Musk. It was dope. So the first thing people realized was, so suddenly the Secret Service is able to handle sloped roof. What? Because remember, we had the person that was in charge, the Secret Service. It was a female, and apparently she worked at Doritos before. And she's like, how come there wasn't a shooter where the shooter was? And she's like, because it was too sloped and it was too dangerous. A bunch of baloney. So here you go, the BS. So he goes in there, right? So Elon Musk, if you don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech. This is Elon Musk talking. In order to have democracy, because ironically the Democrats keep saying we need to save democracy, but they destroyed democracy when they inserted Kamala Harris in there, and now it's a sham. But anyways, that's why it's the First Amendment. And he says, and the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment. Ooh, man.
If people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote? You must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
And of course, people on Twitter are like, "Oh my God, is he saying that he's saying violence is okay?" And it's like, oh my God, you soy boys, stop being little weaklings. Damn, you can't even take stuff without you guys pretending to be, victims. And here's another one. Damn. So in California, bro, do all you can vote, but just know that Gavin Newsom pretty much gave California away because he made a new law all of a sudden. This guy keeps making laws out of nowhere, right? California from requiring, by the way, he makes votes conveniently because they take forever. But these ones that mess up California conveniently happen like this. So here you go. A new law bans California from requiring voters to show ID at the polls. So yes, I don't understand what is it with Californians not saying that, oh, you shouldn't have people have IDs. Huh? How does that make sense? Bro, then anybody can vote and cheat unless you know that Democrats are cheating and you want them to cheat. But someone that's actually a Democrat still, and the same Democrats are like, I want to pass this. Why do you don't want people to show their ID? At first, don't forget, the Democrats said some messed up stuff to the black community. They were like, oh, they shouldn't show voter ID because, we have black people aren't as educated to get an ID. They don't have time. They don't know how to use technology. They're dumb. That's what they were saying before. This is from Democrats' mouth, by the way. And now you're like, wait, so now they can vote. So guess what's going to happen? It's just going to be like the mail-in ballots. They're just going to spam a bunch of votes from illegal immigrants because California is a shit show and it's a Democrat hive mind. And there you go. So hopefully, if you're in California, your ass needs to go there and vote. And hopefully you're smart enough to vote Republican. Again, I can't tell you to vote who you want to vote. I'm just telling you this video. But if you're still in the Kamala Harris train, hey, I guess you got immigrants to help you vote. I don't know why that's a good thing, but okay. If there is a Democrat Party victory this election, they will ban voter ID, says Elon Musk. Requirements nationwide enabling massive voter fraud. Yes, this is exactly why they're doing it. Banning voter ID is their stated goal. They are not hiding it. I mean, we know this already, but apparently people still don't know this. I don't understand this. I mean, they lie all the time. Here's an example. They zero accountability. It's just one after another. Here's a video. One day they say that they're not gonna fund the FEMA with immigrants, and then the other time they say they do.
It's just categorically false. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. So FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
And then we had Elon Musk black MAGA hat. He's like black MAGA. And then we had SNL. They just burnt Tim Walz on his disastrous VP debate performance. So they made a skit. So I mean, wow. Even they're making fun of even they admit that he did a horrible job. What is that? Bro! November 5th is when you're gonna vote, okay? Go and vote. So I'll end it as that. So if you made it this far, bro, give me a like. And if you like dumbass things I say, bro, subscribe. And that'll be all. Chinmonmon out.